If you're a Disney Channel star, you're expected to keep your personal image squeaky clean. But make sure to keep watching until the end to see which Zeke and Luther star was arrested for armed robbery. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more on your favorite celebrities. Now, here's 10 Disney stars who got in trouble with the law. Jake Paul. We all know Jake Paul for being a popular vlogger on YouTube, but did you know that his bad boy tendencies are what probably got him fired from Disney's Bizaardvark? One of the biggest issues that Jake had with the LAPD is when they once forbade him from filming inside the old Team 10 house. Since his vlogs make him a ton of money, they told him that he would need to obtain the proper permit to film on his own property. If Jake decided to film without a permit, he was told that he would face up to 6 months in jail. Since his entire livelihood depends on him filming himself doing crazy things at home, this situation was not at all ideal for him. Jake is also known for causing absolute chaos in his old neighborhood. One of his former neighbors told Drama Alert that the LAPD was once called to the old Team 10 house 32 times in just 5 days. When Jake left Bizaardvark in the middle of filming season 2, Disney said that the decision was mutual. However, we all know that Jake's chaotic ways had something to do with it. Debby Ryan. Debby Ryan first got her start with Disney after she landed a role on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody back in 2008. The Disney execs loved her so much that she was even given her own TV show just a few years later. Debby may look like she's a goody two-shoes, but did you know that she was booked for a DUI back in 2016? TMZ reported that Debby failed to pass a sobriety test after she slammed into another car while making a left turn. Since she wasn't that much over the legal alcohol limit, her would-be felony charge was thankfully bumped down to a misdemeanor. Debby was legally allowed to drink when this incident happened. After paying her $100,000 bail, this Disney Channel star took to Twitter to apologize for disappointing her fans. She said that she realizes that she's a role model to many and that she always tries to set a good example for her fans. Luckily, Debby was let off the hook easily and didn't have to serve any time in jail. She was instead given 3 years of probation and had to do community service. Kelly Berglund. If you've been toying with the idea of getting yourself a fake ID, this next Disney star is proof that they're not as harmless as they seem. When Kelly Berglund went to Coachella back in 2016, she probably never thought that she would get arrested at the prestigious music festival. Kelly, who's best known for appearing on Disney's Lab Rats, was apprehended after she tried to get into a restricted area of the festival with a fake ID. She was only trying to meet up with some friends in that area, but the security guard at the door called the cops on her. Kelly was reportedly given a ticket, but was still allowed to continue on with her Coachella festivities. But Kelly didn't look like she was that relieved in the mugshot that the cops took of her. In fact, it looks like she had been crying right before the picture was taken. It seems that she wasn't too traumatized by the experience though, as she was spotted at another party the next day. She even tweeted out a picture of her at the festival with the caption, "Thanks for the love, Coachella, 2K16. Mitchel Musso. If you don't remember who Mitchel Musso is, he played the lovable Oliver Oaken alongside Miley Cyrus on Hannah Montana. He even had a part on the Disney XD show Pair of Kings and voiced the character of Jeremy on Phineas and Ferb. While he was doing super well for himself in the acting world, things weren't going too well for him in his personal life. Back in October 2011, Mitchel was pulled over after he didn't slow down for police officers that were directing traffic. When he was giving a breathalyzer test, Mitchel's blood alcohol level was way over the legal limit. Mitchel was arrested and convicted on 2 misdemeanor charges, but was released soon after he paid his $5,000 bail. When he appeared at his court date, Mitchel was luckily able to strike a deal in his case. In exchange for pleading no contest, he was sentenced to 36 months of probation. He also had to pay a fine and was forced to attend alcohol education class. He released a statement afterwards saying that he was glad to finally be able to put all this in his past. David Henry. Wizards of Waverly Place actor David Henry has managed to successfully leave his Disney past behind. Still working in the industry, one of his most notable roles post-Disney was when he played Ted Mosby's son on How I Met Your Mother. While he doesn't strike us as someone who gets into trouble much, he once had a run-in with the law after he allegedly tried to start a fight in a shopping mall. But 2 eyewitnesses told HollywoodLife.com that David was just trying to protect his little brother. His brother Lorenzo was pushed by a security guard guard after he made some comments about a group of people who were acting obnoxious. Within seconds, more security guards came over and pinned Lorenzo down for no reason. David was restrained against his will throughout the incident and was even punched in the face multiple times. He was just trying to help his brother and ended up getting arrested instead. We just can't believe that the Henry brothers were detained overnight when they didn't do anything wrong. Britney Spears. Britney Spears is arguably one of the greatest pop stars of our generation. She released Baby One More Time back in 1998 and has managed to reinvent herself multiple times ever since. But did you know that Britney first got her start on Disney's The All-New Mickey Mouse Club? Unfortunately, Britney was not able to maintain her innocence after her Disney days and was even once charged with a hit and run. While she was turning into a parking space back in 2007, this pop princess accidentally scraped the bumper of the car parked next to her. Since Britney is super famous, the whole thing was caught on camera by a celeb photo agency that was following her. What's even worse is that she didn't even have a California driver's license at the time, which meant that she was driving illegally in the state. Britney could have faced up to a year in prison if she was found guilty on both accounts. Thankfully, the celebrity's money was able to buy her way out of jail. Her and the hit-and-run victim agreed on a financial settlement, which led to the charges against her being dropped. Shia LaBeouf. We all know that Shia LaBeouf has been in a weird funk lately, from wearing a paper bag on his head at the Cannes Film Festival to creating a viral motivational video. We have to admit that we're a bit worried about him. Shia first got his start as an actor after he played the mischievous Louis Stevens on the Disney Channel's Even Stevens. Unfortunately for him, he has been arrested more than a couple of times over the last few years. The first time seemed to happen back when he was 21 years old and refused to leave a Walgreens store after hours. This odd situation had him charged with misdemeanor criminal trespassing. He was again detained by the police a few years later after he became disruptive during a Broadway performance of Cabaret. Shia was also arrested in downtown Savannah on charges of disorderly conduct and public drunkenness. That incident was particularly memorable because Shia was recorded yelling racist profanities at the police officer who booked him. He's obviously no stranger to getting in trouble with the law, and these incidents are just a few of many on his long rap sheet. Orlando Brown. Do you remember Orlando Brown from That's So Raven? He played Raven Simone's lovable best friend, Eddie Thomas. Orlando had such a blast working on the Disney series that he got a tattoo of the cast to commemorate the experience. While we do think that it was cute that he did that, his actions haven't been so cute in recent years. He was arrested in January 2018 after the police were called to his apartment to deal with a heated family dispute between him, his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's mother. When the cops ran a warrant check on him, they discovered that there was already an active warrant out for him due to a situation that occurred back in 2016. He was immediately brought to the San Bernardino Barstow Jail and had his bail set at $25,000. We're not sure why he's so happy in his mugshot, but he kind of looks more like a student on picture day than a criminal. Orlando didn't seem to be too worried about his arrest and was actually spotted by a fan at Popeyes the very next day. It looks like his Disney money helped to bail him out of jail. Jake T. Austin. Jake T. Austin may have been a little kid when he first started working for Disney, but he's definitely not so little anymore. Back in 2013, he was busted for a DUI after he was caught driving at night with his headlights off. The officers who pulled him over decided to test his sobriety because they smelled booze on him. Not only did he fail the test, he was also under the legal drinking age at the time. 1 month later, Jake was unfortunately involved in a strange hit-and-run accident. According to an E! News source, Jake's Audi had crashed into 3 parked cars outside of an apartment building in Sherman Oaks. 2 males were seen running away from the scene, but eyewitnesses weren't able to confirm if Jake was one of them. We're guessing that he was definitely involved because he did end up getting charged for the incident a year later. We're not sure if he was under the influence at the time of the accident, but it's pretty hard to crash into parked cars when you're sober. Adam Hicks. We don't know about you, but we always assumed that Disney Channel stars were all super rich. But if that were really the case, then why would Zeke and Luther star Adam Hicks have to resort to robbing people? According to E! News, Adam and his girlfriend were arrested in January 2018 for carrying out multiple armed robberies in Burbank, California. We get that making money from acting isn't always easy, but we really don't understand why this former Disney star would stoop so low. Maybe things started to go south for him after his mother passed away away unexpectedly back in 2015. And just before that happened, his brother was found criminally responsible for a fatal car accident that took place in Las Vegas. It seems like his life at home wasn't as picture perfect as the character he portrayed on his Disney show. Adam was even previously arrested twice before he was taken in for those armed robberies. Do you think it's fair that most of these Disney stars were just able to buy their way out of spending time in jail? Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. That's all for 10 Disney stars who got in trouble with the law. If you want to watch something else, check out 5 mistakes in Descendants 2 you never noticed. Thanks for watching.